if you're getting to 40, 50, 60 years old and you can't even stand up or play with your grandkids, play with your kids, then I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Flex Appeal podcast. One day, the #1 fitness podcast in the world, but not just yet. My name is Ryan. I'm your lovely host today. And if you're watching this on via video, then hello. If you're just listening to this while you're on the Stairmaster or on your drive to work, then also hello. Hope you're having a fantastic morning. Today, got a really interesting guest, a friend of mine called Claire. Claire, you know, you've been in and out of fitness for a while, I think. You've got a little bit of a story to tell. You've got something, I would say something that's really relatable. You know, you're a mum, right?
Yep.
You're a wannabe high rocks athlete, wannabe triathlete. You know, you've done a lot of things.
I have,
which is exciting.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's first of all talk about how, well, you tell me about you, actually.
Okay. So, yeah, as you said, I'm a mum to a very crazy, sassy 4-year-old.
Sassy already?
It's sassy already.
Started early, okay.
Yeah. The other day she literally said, I'm sassy, that's the truth. So at 4 years old, I've got fun teenage years to come ahead. And I'm doing that mum life solo whilst balancing work and fitness. So I kind of, years ago, well, at school, I wasn't into like PE and stuff. Always,
same.
Get out of it. Was not into sport of any sort, even though like some of my family have sporting backgrounds. And then, kind of in adult life, did the whole, I want to lose weight vibes. Lost a bit of weight before I had her, and then naturally being pregnant, newborn stage, kind of just like put it all back on.
Yeah.
And then. I wanted just to kind of be that better person for her, going to things like soft plays and stuff, you want to be climbing around with them and doing all that sort of stuff.
I know, that is what I am most excited for being dad, is going into the soft play and playing football and running around the garden and doing madnesses and being able to do that. We actually touched on this. We've touched on this a few times in the podcast, actually, in this season, talking about how health is long term. It's not short term. It's not aesthetic. It's not, we're doing it for a holiday bod, although that is normally a reason why people get into things.
Yeah.
It's not the reason why a lot of people get into fitness. And it is that long term health benefit that I think people tend to forget about. Mm-hmm. I've said to people before, if you're getting to 40, 50, 60 years old and you can't even stand up or play with your grandkids, play with your kids, then I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, guys, I have a really bad cold /cough / don't know what's going on with me. It's bad. So if I start coughing, I apologise. People don't look at the long-term health benefits of going to the gym, and they don't look at their is it aspirations? Aspirations is like a deep-rooted reason why. But people look in the mirror and go, well, I want to lose weight because I just want to lose weight. But I think there's a rule of like 7 whys or something else that I've heard before. And it's if you keep asking yourself why, you will finally get down to the deep down reason. And, being able to play with your kid in soft play is a really deep hearted aspiration as to why you want to be fit. And obviously then going from wanting to be fit to then high rocks, now training for a triathlon, now doing madnesses.
I did a bit of powerlifting last year.
Yeah, you did powerlifting as well? Yeah.
I kind of like dabbled in a bit of everything. Like I don't think I've fully found my fitness niche. Mm-hmm. And also I kind of like not get bored easily, but I like challenging myself and changing my training, changing my goals, and just, seeing what else I can do, I guess, what my body is capable of. And just I suppose, high rocks was quite a new thing that I kind of was like, oh, let's try that because I can do a bit of running. I'm doing strength training, so it combines the two.
Yeah.
And then that kind of I would still love to do another one, but I think because the industry it's so hard to get the tickets, or you have to travel, and obviously, like I said, being a single mum, it's hard to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to pop off to Madrid for a weekend or whatever.
Oh, I'd love to do.
So I kind of then was like, let's go into powerlifting because there was a few local competitions.
There's a very good local gym, super training gym. They do a lot of powerlifting stuff.
They host quite a few.
Yeah.
And I was training the 3 lifts anyway. My coach said that I could potentially get some good numbers, so we kind of went down that route for a bit. And then I've always kind of in my mind since getting into fitness this time, wanted to do a try because I like swimming. I say I like swimming. I've realised doing a try swimming is probably
It's a long bloody distance, isn't it? So what distance are you doing for the triathlon?
So I'm doing an aquathon in July and then a sprint triathlon.
What's
in
an
September.
aquathon?
So it's just the swim and then the run, so no bike.
Okay. And what's the distance for the sprint?
I think it's 800 metre swim.
It's a long way.
I know it's a 4.7k run and I want to say like 18k bike.
Okay. So swim, bike, run.
Yeah.
Not swim, run, bike. Swim, bike, run.
Swim, bike, run.
Yeah, straight onto the bike, then finish off with a run.
Yeah.
All right, so fine. So do you think that maybe the fact that you weren't sporty as a child has made you kind of want to dabble? Because I find that because I didn't have like, I didn't mind sport. Like I liked football, like I was quite into tennis, table tennis, stuff like that. Like, I don't know if you can class table tennis as a proper sport, but it is a sport. It's at the Olympics.
Yeah, I was about to say it's in the Olympics.
So, you know, I dabbled in a lot of that, you know, kayaking, paddleboarding, stuff like that. So I dabbled in that. But I think as I've gotten older, I kind of now, I don't really know where I sit in fitness because, you know, one minute I want to run a marathon. I've actually had to pull out of the marathon now, and I'm sure that video will be up by now. I've had to pull out the marathon now because of my knee. But one minute I'm running a marathon, the next minute I'm, you know, trying to hit a bench PR, and then the next minute I'm like, yeah, you know what, I could do a high rocks.
Yeah.
So I think I don't really know where I sit in fitness, you know, because, and I also train a lot of different clients who do a lot of different things. So I think that maybe that's attributed to not having a sport as a kid.
Yeah.
What's turned you away from powerlifting now? Because I'd love powerlifting. Powerlifting is great, crack.
Yeah, no, I did enjoy it. I think it's more a mix of training times. Like a lot of powerlifters have like long SBD sessions that are like 2 or so hours where they're obviously, because you've got to have the right rest periods and volume and all that kind of stuff. And I just personally don't have the time to be doing those longer sessions. And another side of it is a confidence thing by myself lifting big. Like when I squat by myself, I know obviously most gyms are pretty friendly. You could ask a spotter, but it's just, I think it's the confidence of failing. Like I don't want to push myself to that limit. So I'm like, oh, I'm sitting at good numbers. You know, we'll just kind of do something that I know I can kind of like,
you can manage. Keep it in the comfortable level.
Yeah.
Have you ever failed a squat before?
Not by myself. Like I've been shown how to fail a squat. I've obviously like had some assistance with spotters, but on my own, I think I've always just settled at a weight that I know I can comfortably hit. So I've
been there. You know, I think I've always wanted to hit a PR, or whenever I'm going for a really heavy lift, I do want someone there. And it's the self-limiting belief, isn't it? And that's, we've talked about that. I've talked about that quite a lot recently, self-limiting beliefs, in terms of motivation, in terms of retention, in terms of everything. I think self-limiting beliefs are very big in terms of, you know, you almost don't allow yourself space to fail.
Yeah.
The first thing I do with my clients when they're brand new to the gym, or they're brand new to me, is I will teach them how to fail certain exercises. So I say, this is how you fail a squat. If you can't do a bench press, this is how you do, you know, we'll go through that because it makes sense.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to fail correctly, you're never going to get to that point of wanting to fail or being able to train to failure. And I think, when it comes to training for powerlifting, I mean, you're not always going, you know, 1 to 2 reps to failure, but you know, you do want to get to that point. And that's what kind of turns you off of it, is it? And then you were like, oh, well, let's change it up.
A little bit, yeah. And I just, like I said, I just kind of wanted to change my training style a little bit, but keep the compounds in there because I do like, you know, squatting and deadlifts and benching. Like I do enjoy those movements and
Love
stuff.
a bench press.
And the powerlifting community itself, like, was amazing. Like I say every comp, I've only done 2, but the people there were just really, really lovely. Like I'll follow some of them on Instagram and stuff, and they're always the ones that, you know, will comment, like, and share more than, you know, some of your like friends and family.
Yeah.
Like they were, really, really inclusive. Like some people that were lifting, you know, like twice what you were lifting, are still like, oh my God, that was an amazing lift. Like you've done so well. Like whereas some competitions and sports and stuff, you know, there is a lot of
It's so competitive that it's almost like toxically competitive.
Yeah.
Where people don't want to back you.
Yeah.
So I get that. And I think the thing is with powerlifting is I think you'll find a lot of people, with a lot of things, even bodybuilding and stuff like that as well, a lot of people are very much like, oh, you've done so good. Like, and they genuinely want to support you because they know what the journey's been like to get there, you know? I do think that when it comes to powerlifting and stuff like that, it is definitely community. Yeah. There is that community aspect of it, I think, which is great. We love a community, right? I like a gym with a community. I like a sport with a community. But it's kind of one of those sports where you get out what you put in, I guess. But it also does come down to genetics as well, doesn't it? You know, if you're genetically very gifted, I mean, it's like with bodybuilding. If you're genetically very gifted, then that's great. But the thing is with powerlifting, I think, again, it's there's more to it than just going to the gym. Yeah. And I was talking to Claire about this in one of the last episodes about being a hybrid athlete and about Hyrox and how hybrid training is definitely taking over. Yeah. Because everybody wants to be able to run, but they also want to be strong. Yeah. Right? Because they realise that is health, is being able to run 10K, but then also being able to bench press 100 kg. Both really, like, if you can run a 10K in under 60 minutes and bench 100 kg for reps, in my opinion, that is so unbelievably impressive. Like, I love that for anybody. And that's always been my goal is, you know, smash out a good run and then be able to bench, you know, twice my body weight would be ideal. But there's so much more to it. And I think a lot of people tend to train like bodybuilders, although they're not bodybuilders. So they do the cut, bulk, maintain, 8 to 12 reps, you know, really going for that aesthetic, but they're not getting on stage at the end of it. Whereas with powerlifting, you know, you can be a powerlifter, as it were. You can put yourself into that category of powerlifting with only just by doing SBD. Yeah. And not following the lifestyle. I feel like bodybuilding lifestyle is rough and people follow that because that's the most common thing in the gym. Yeah. Like powerlifting isn't as common. Hyrox isn't as common. Like everybody wants to be a bodybuilder in a way of they all want to look great. Yeah. But they don't, and so they do the training like a bodybuilder. They do 8 to 12 reps. They do a lot of volume. You know, they're doing this, they're doing that, but they're not following the nutrition, and they're cutting and they're bulking, but they're not doing anything they actually need to be doing. You know, they're not living the lifestyle, as it were. Yeah. So then you got into Hyrox. Yeah. And you did a single, doubles, just a women's doubles.
Women's doubles.
And how did that go?
Good. Yeah. Like, I got second. I signed up for tickets, didn't get any. So kind of was like, oh, well, that's over before it's even started kind of thing. And then at the time, there was this app that was doing like resales. So managed to snap some up, went to London to do it, which was not even last year before.
Bloody hell, I know. 2024.
Yeah. And it was really good, actually. Like, I don't think I gave it everything, which the person who I did it with will probably be watching this like, what? Kind of just because, not that I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't want to like go all out in this big arena and then just like, you know, I'm away from home, I've got no one with me, I'm just like that kind of vibe.
You don't want to keel over.
Yeah. But itself, it was, like it's very well laid out, like, because sometimes with partly why I was a bit apprehensive signing up for the tri is I'm like, oh, the transitions, the routes, like what kind of happens. Whereas like with Hyrox, it was very well laid out. You knew where to go, you knew what laps you were doing. And
unless you run an extra lap, which I've seen a lot of people do. Yeah,
which we didn't do actually. We were quite good at, I don't know how I didn't miscount because usually when we're counting reps, I'm awful. But yeah, it was really good fun. And yeah, I would definitely like to do one again because it has running, it has strength, it's things that I do.
It's got everything you like.
And like the actual exercises themselves are fun. So yeah, like, and the training style, like I did like it in terms of like what we said earlier of like running and strength training. So you've got that like cardio and endurance, but then you've also got the muscle building and the strength. So it kind of like fits a bit of everything.
And it's healthy. It's a healthy way. I think from an outsider looking in, it's a healthy way of training because, you know, you're getting, I mean, granted, getting your nutrition right is already hard enough as it is. Yeah. But getting the cardio in, so you've got good cardiovascular, good respiratory health. Then, you're making sure that you're doing functional movements.
Yeah.
So you're not just hitting a bench press. You're not just hitting a tricep extension. You're doing things that are functional. So actually, it is a healthy way of doing things, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
So that kind of also hits the nail on the head of your goal in fitness is to be healthy and to be well and stuff like that. So, I think High Rocks definitely hits that. And even a triathlon hits that,
Yeah.
You say you're nervous about the transitions and stuff like that. Yeah. So have you watched transitions and stuff like that from like professional, like Olympic triathlons and stuff?
A little bit, yeah.
They come straight out of the water and they put their like shoes on and they're like in their little leotard.
Yeah. Whereas I don't have like a fancy tri-suit. I don't have a fancy bike, which I don't need for a local first time.
Do you have to provide your own bike?
Yeah.
Okay, and has it got to be to a certain spec?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, because that's interesting.
Literally just got my road bike that I think I got given to me for my 18th birthday.
Gosh, all that time ago. They hadn't made bikes back then, did they? Yeah. Hello. Got a WhatsApp.
I'm not that old. So I'm just going to use that. I mean, obviously, if it then becomes like a thing that I'm really into tries, I would probably look at.
Do you get a medal at the end of it?
You do.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to play something else.
Just doing it for the medals and the patches and... Yeah,
it's that instant gratification, isn't it? Yeah, well, that's the important thing. Is but also, there's so much out of it, and it's enjoyable. That's the thing. And I think that the be all and end all of fitness it should be enjoyable. Mm-hmm. It's not a punishment. It's not it's not corporal punishment. You're not doing it to punish yourself, to reprimand yourself, which some people sadly do still do. Mm-hmm. There's obviously support out there for that, so seek it. But if you enjoyed the process, you're going to enjoy the results don't really matter. Mm-hmm. If you enjoy the process of, maybe you want to do a triathlon in, I don't know what's realistic for a triathlon, so 3 hours.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So if you wanted to do a triathlon in 3 hours, and you only managed to do it in 5 or 4 or whatever, but you really enjoyed the training up until that point, you put your all into it, your nutrition was on point, you had a great day, it doesn't really matter where you finish because you're not a professional top tier athlete. Yeah. Maybe one day you will be, but because you're enjoying the process, that's what matters. And it's what I say with people when it comes to running the marathon. It doesn't matter how fast you run the marathon in.
Everyone gets the same medal at the end of the day.
Literally, exactly. You whether you're Eliud Kipchoge and you're running it in 2:01, or you are, Donna who's running it in, 14 hours or walking it in 14 hours, great.
And
love that for you.
Like both are equally as impressive because even the person that's been on their feet for like 14 hours, that's 14 hours that you're on your feet, you're putting that grind.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort.
You're battling your mental, I'm going to give up. Whereas like if it's a quick, you've done it in an hour and a half, that's that short period. Yeah, you're probably gassing and blowing, but you're not fighting those demons because you're not in that slog. Your feet aren't literally like bleeding with blisters and stuff. So they're equally as impressive because of all the little elements.
Kenyans and Ethiopians have an unfair advantage anyway when it comes to running. Genuinely, do you know that?
No.
They actually have not an unfair advantage, but they because Kenya is about, I think it's 3,000 meters above sea level, like the majority of it. Yeah. It means that when they run in the UK, it's like extra oxygen. Oh. So they run oxygen deprived. Yeah. And then we might have to fact check this, but I'm pretty sure I read this and I might have seen it on a tiki-toki, who knows. Oh, but I think Kenya is X amount above sea level. So they run at such a high altitude that when they come down to low altitude, they're like, wow, this is what oxygen feels like. So that's why they're smashing it. But at the end of the day, I think there are arguments and there's people out there who will say if you walk a marathon, it's not as impressive. If you take 10 hours to run a marathon, it's not impressive. If you're not doing an ultra marathon, it's not impressive. But we've talked about this again, first episode with Ellie, loads of, and I'm sure a plethora of other episodes, I can't remember now. But, we've talked about how social media is one of the best, but also the worst thing to ever happen to the world. You don't see the zone 2 training. You don't see the balling training. You don't see the long, really non-arduous runs. Yeah. You don't see the recovery. You do see the really hard, intense, cool, Instagram-worthy content. Mm-hmm. So many people will look at these things and go, And, you know, so they judge and they go, well, if you're running a marathon in 10 hours, I mean, I know that there's a girl who's running it this year, Charlie. I think she ran the marathon first year. I don't know what it was last year. I think it was 6.5 or something like that. You know, that's still bloody impressive. And congratulations, Charlie. I've talked about it before on the podcast. You know, that's still impressive. But there's people out there who would like you to believe that that's not impressive. And I think that saddens me because, you know, look at your powerlifting. There's people who are going to be sat there going,
yeah, 100%.
God, is that it? Do that one-handed. You know, great. Okay, go and do it one-handed then.
Yeah.
You know,
even like with high rocks, like I feel like we got a fairly decent time.
What was your time?
1:26.
That's a pretty good time.
Yeah, for our first.
I'd still be on the bloody ski erg. Yeah, no problem.
But you'll see people doing it in like sub 60, which. Yeah, that is a really great time. But then I feel like 1:26 isn't awful, but over social media, you'd see all that. Same with like how running is like people doing like 5Ks. Like I do a 5K quite often now, but years ago doing like 1-2 miles would be like
impressive.
Yeah. And like, I think people think that if you do anything less than a 5K, it's like, oh, that's not a run. Like, because everyone's doing like sub 25Ks, or they have to do a 10K, or they're training for a marathon. Like, if you just want to run 2 miles or even a mile to the shop, like you're still getting that movement. Yeah, like,
it's a comparison game. Everybody compares to each other.
Yeah,
and you know the thing is, and again, I will talk about Ellie's podcast, episode 1 of the season, because I've edited it very recently. Actually, it goes out tomorrow. We're filming this the day before the first episode goes out. So, woo! Congratulations to me. But you know, we talked about this. So, you do not have the ability to do what some of these people do.
Yeah.
When your whole life is fitness, and say for even me, as a PT, as a coach, as a gym owner, right, because I'm now a gym owner, my whole life is not fitness.
Yeah.
I am looking for new investors. I'm going and running classes at different places. I'm co-working. I'm doing meetings. I'm having networking events. You know, I'm PTing. I'm in the business, right? And I'm on the business. I don't have unlimited hours and hours and hours to train, right? So put into the equation you've got a job. Put into the equation you've got a kid. I would be very impressed if you could run a 45-minute 10K, because you don't have the time to put the training into that.
Yeah.
And that's where people look at it and go, wow, that athlete can do it. It's like, okay, that athlete literally has a chef, has a coach, has a nutritionist, has a strength and conditioning coach, has a performance analyst, has a rehabilitator, has literally their job is to be fit.
Yeah.
Right? And you are comparing yourself to them. How's that work then?
Yeah.
That's like me comparing myself to Gordon Ramsay. Actually, I am a very good chef. And I swear a lot. So actually, maybe I'm Gordon Ramsay in disguise. But I think that's where people go wrong, is they forget that actually we have real lives.
Yeah.
A lot of people have real lives and they have things that they can't control, i.e. you're a single mum. So how are you going to go out and do an hour and a half track session followed by a 2-hour conditioning session later on?
Yeah.
It's not possible. It's physically not possible, because you've got the money. There's so many other things you can do.
Yeah.
And so many other priorities you can do. So going at your own level and hitting your own PBs and your own, I'm happy with that. Yeah. That's all you need. That is all you need. So obviously, then the tri. How is your training for the triathlon going? Sore subject at the moment, I know.
It's a bit of a delicate subject because I'm on a unwanted deload rest week.
Yeah.
I'm not injured as per se.
Just mentally.
It's kind of, I'm not physically injured. I'm not really mentally injured, but it's kind of like I was just going at like 100 and not really putting in the proper recovery and rest sessions. I wasn't like fueling as much as I probably should have been fueling for the sessions that I was doing. And just generally like a few of my body's check engine lights were flashing and I'm just like, it's fine. I feel fine. So was just kind of like carrying on. But yeah, me and my coach just decided that it's probably best just to take a week just to like chill. Like I could still do like stretching, rest, recovery. I can do like walks. I can do like gentle stuff, like, you know, for a gentle bike or that kind of thing, but nothing like
intense.
Not allowed to pick up any weights. And it's difficult. That's where it's difficult mentally, because you're not going to lose all your gains in a week, but your brain, especially coming from the background of being bigger and struggling with fitness and that kind of thing, you just think like, oh, this week I'm just going to go completely back to square one, which is obviously not going to happen. But it's trying to like fight that battle in your head that you can take this break, you will feel better off for it. And yeah, like it's an important thing to obviously look after your body to then get it where it wants to be, rather than just keep pushing it and then wonder why you will get more injuries or hitting peak too soon, because the aquathon's not until July. So if I'm going at like 100% now, I'm then eventually going to hit peak, crash, and then I've still got like a month to go till, and then I'm just like, you know, not at my best kind of thing. So it's kind of just trying to, navigate that, and like really trying to hone in on my nutrition and stuff, because I think partly because of the hours that I work and being a mum, it's quite hard to really hone in on that nutrition, because a lot of the time, like I'm in a rush, I'm sorting her tea out, or like I'm a bit hungry, I might have a bit of her leftovers or something, and it's, or you just think, oh, I've had loads of snack today, I'm not going to have that big meal that I planned, when actually you've still got all those calories that you're entitled to that you need to be fueling for your next
for the run that you're going on tomorrow, the 15k run you're going on the next day. Yeah, and I think that's where people go wrong. Is rest and recovery is so important, if not more important than training. Yeah, but people can't. So I love the gym, right? So I haven't trained now for probably 10 days, maybe longer than 10 days. So I know that I've gained some weight whilst being away. I was away on a course last week. So I've gained some weight because I've been sat down for 12 hours a day, literally step count of about 2,000 per day, eating 3 meals a day. So I've gained weight, right? I've lost muscle, and I'm not very well, as we can hear. So, you know, I think there's definitely that thing of rest is great. Coming back from rest is very hard to navigate. Yeah. And I actually saw a very interesting video by Jeff Nippard on how to come back from a 2-week plus rest. Yeah. Because you will have lost muscle, but as long as you do it the right way, you're going to come back in the right way and come back stronger and rebound and recover. But what people tend to do, I think, is they forget about that recovery. Yeah. And because they enjoy it, now, like I say, I enjoy the gym. So not training kills me. Yeah. Right. But actually, I'm in this mentality now where I don't want to train because I know it's going to be it's going to be detrimental. It's not going to be beneficial anymore. It's going to be detrimental. Yeah. So you've got to get to that point where you realise, actually, do I need to do this? And sometimes it's the same thing with nutrition. And I'm doing my nutrition course at the moment, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I think it's really important. I think all PTs should go and do a nutrition course, whether it be level 3, level 4, level 5, whatever, degree, don't care. I think you should go and do something like that, because I look at my clients and I go, you are definitely making the right decisions. You just don't realize you're making the right decisions, and you're then beating yourself up for it. Or actually, maybe some people are making the wrong decisions, and that's totally fine, because people do make the wrong decisions. It happens. But then for you to, you almost need to make a conscious decision, like you do with recovery, to go, no, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to go and have that. I'm going to have this, you know. But it's like you say, then that's just one factor. Then you've got to kind of take into a fact that, you know, if your kid's sick, then you've got to take time off work, or then you can't go to the gym, or then you can't get childcare, or then you can't do this and you can't do that, and then you know, you're up at 2:00 in the morning because they're sick, so you don't get any good rest, and then so it must. I can't believe how hard it must be to navigate. Because that's not easy. Yeah, because sleep is obviously a massive factor. Trust me, my sleep has been horrendous last week. Fitness, weight loss, gain, and all that, and obviously mental health as well. Yeah, stress. Her sleep is better, but she's still a toddler. Like, it's. When do they go out of the toddler phase? When is that a thing? Maybe like 5, 6. Then she's like a child, isn't she? When's a tween? A tween is like 10 to 13, right, or 10 to 12. Yeah, just before they're tweenager, and then. Teenager. Wow. Yeah. So like sleep is another factor that I have no control over. Even if I wanted to have a lie-in, it's not going to happen. She's not going to get up any later than probably 7 o'clock. Yeah. Between 5 and... which I know loads of people in the fitness industry do get up at 5 to go for like... What's his name? Ashton... What's his name? Ashton Hall. Did you ever see that? No. That video by Ashton Hall? Oh, I'll have to see if I can be asked to run the clip. But, you know, this guy basically did a day in my life video, and he got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, undid a bottle of water, pours it in a like bowl, does a glass like an ice water face thing, and his life just seemed mad, you know.
Like people do it, and I'm not saying like other people that get up at 5 have like the sleepish whatever. Like it just feels harder sometimes because it's out of my control. I guess there's nothing I can do to change.
I'd love to get up at 5 o'clock.
So
there's just nothing for me to do at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Do you know when you like see these CEOs go, I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I get on my emails because nobody else is getting on their emails at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, who the fuck are you emailing at 4:30 in the morning? Who's replying? I can't get a reply between 9 and 5. You're not getting a reply at 4:30 in the morning. Sorry, buddy. Where do you stand with people who say, well, you can change that? You can change your nutrition. So let me be a dick. Let me be a dick.
Okay, go on.
So you're saying it's not in your control. The sleep I can kind of understand.
The nutrition is 100% my control.
But the nutrition is totally in your control.
Yeah.
You could absolutely make sure that you're doing the right thing at the right time. However, that said, you meal prep on a Sunday. Now, kids ill on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Then you can't control that. Right? Or can you? You know, kids asleep.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? It's like that constant, like, I don't know how I would feel about I definitely am not in a position to go, you can do that. Mm-hmm. Right, I tend to, I said in a few of the episodes, you know, my clientele when I first started PTing were predominantly over 40 and they were predominantly female. And now I've got a very even split of ages, genders, beliefs, you know. So I don't like to be the person who says a girl must feel like, or a female must feel like this.
Yeah.
Or as a female, you should be able to do this, because I've never had that experience personally. Yeah. But, you know, when you see those motivational speakers, you're like, well, you do have time. Yeah. You're just not allowing yourself to use that time. How do you feel about that? As a single mum who knows what it's like to be in the trenches, if I was to go to you, well, you do have time.
What is going on next door?
What is going on next door?
Come and live a week in my life and then see if you got the same outlook. I get it. There probably is times where I could be more productive with the time in terms of like nutrition, so like, you know, like meal prep and stuff like that. But then the week can be so unpredictable in terms of like, I might then suddenly be eating out with someone, or she might want me to take her out for food, or she might get sick. So then I'm at my parents or something. So yeah, okay, I could take my Tupperware with me and stuff, but I sometimes quite like having the flexibility of picking what I want to eat that night or based off what I'm feeling.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, that was...
Also, you become second, don't you?
Yeah.
My mum was the same. When my mum raised me and Abigail, she was the same. She wouldn't eat in the evenings. She would pick, you know, she would take time off work to look after us. She got a job in a school so that she could have school hours for us. Yeah. So she would work 9 till 3. So she could take us to school and pick us up. She did that deliberately for us. Yeah. Not because she wanted more time in the day, not because not because she wanted 13 weeks off a year, but because it made sense to her, right? Because she was second. Because the kids always come first. Yeah. And I think that's really hard to comprehend that you are kind of playing catch up in your own life, really, aren't you? You are not the priority of your life anymore. I don't know. I can't speak on it because I don't have kids. But I would assume that's what it's like.
Yeah, I think why, as well, having this deload week has been difficult, because the gym and my fitness journey and goals and stuff is that one time per day that is mine, that I do come first. It's just about me. Nobody else wants me. No one's shouting, "Mom, this," like nobody. I can just be me, doing my own thing, focusing on me and my health. And that's, you know, and then that's it as well. Like it makes me better mentally. Like if, you know, I'm a bit overwhelmed, stressed, go for a run, I come back more present, more grounded, to then be able to, you know, do the rest of the night and that kind of thing. So like, yeah, fitness has had a really important impact on being a mum and, you know, putting yourself first when most of the time yeah, like you say, you are.
your reasonings for it become different as well. You know, like you say, don't get me wrong, I understand the mental health benefits of going to the gym. I understand the intrinsic link between physical and mental health and how important that link is. But when you say it like that and you're like, well, honestly, you know, in theory, I wouldn't be as good a person if I didn't go to the gym. Because that is your time. That is the only time you get that is uninterrupted, you know? So I do kind of get that, you know? What does your training look like now for your triathlon? So you're... And also, once you finish a triathlon, so that's August?
Yeah, aquathon in July, sprint tri in September. And then
are you doing the half marathon in September as well?
I am doing the Cheltenham half marathon.
Nice, great. Love that for you.
But we're doing it just for vibes, no PBs. I probably could PB because I haven't done it for
when's the triathlon?
September, the week before the half, so whatever that is. I think it's like.
Oh, so then you take a deload week and then you absolutely smash it. There you go. That's fine. You could do that. You know, it's only a 4.7k bloody run the triathlon.
Yeah, but it's the swim and the bike.
800 meters is a long way to swim, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. My cousin Ailsa, a very good swimmer. I used to be a very good swimmer when I was a kid. Really good swimmer. We used to go swimming every Sunday with my parents. Like my grandparents would take us. Like we would go a lot, and like, you know, beach holidays, I'd always be out like actually sea swimming and that kind of thing. But to actually be swimming continuous lengths at like a pace is where I'm like, that's where it's not leisurely anymore. It becomes a sport because when you're leisurely swimming, it's all right. You know, I swam a little bit for cadets when I was younger, and it was really good crack. It was good, but I don't have the mobility anymore. Like I don't have the shoulder mobility. I probably don't have the hip mobility. I don't have the cardio to do any swimming now. But so you know, what's next after that then? So you've done the half marathon. Now you've gone through it all. You've done it all. What's after that? Christmas, and then I don't know. I feel like next year, depending on how the tries go, I'd probably maybe do another one or... I'm not bored. Tired. Long day. You do another one?
Maybe do another one.
In winter?
Maybe, yeah. And then maybe, depending on how accessible High Rocks tickets are, and if I found someone to do it with me, unless I'm crazy enough to try one solo, depending on...
I'd never do one solo. No chance.
Yeah, no. I've heard people do solo ones and say that they're...
No,
yeah,
I'd never do one solo. I enjoy fitness and I enjoy going to the gym, but I don't enjoy feeling like I'm about to die.
Yeah.
And when I did a little high rocks, not sim, but I did like a little high rocks session. I did a 500 meter run, 500 meter ski, into a 50 meter sled push, into a 500 meter row, and holy shit, I threw up. I vomited. That was like that was my last workout of the year last year,
That's
2024,
where I draw the line.
2025. I threw up in the gym toilet because I'd pushed myself that hard.
Yeah.
Now I don't see that as a bad thing. If I'm out on a run, and I'm doing shuttle sprints outside and I throw up, fine, that's okay, I'll go again. But when I'm in the toilet in a gym, I don't want to see you just yawn as well. Didn't you?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did. I saw it.
I definitely did not.
So you know, so you have this. Yeah. So I just wouldn't want to do it solo.
Yeah. No.
I'd want someone to be there. I mean, I could do so I always say I could do the run. I could do 30% of the ski.
Yeah.
Do the run, 30% of the row, and I could probably do 70% of everything else. Because that's the strength movements.
It's the end. It's the 100 warbles at the end on absolutely knackered legs, and you've got to obviously squat to depth.
Yeah.
Like it's just because I think when we did doubles, it definitely wasn't an even split, which it won't be an even split. But, oh my god! So I think then if I tried to do a solo one, it would be a big shock to the system because I did, especially like even like burpee board jumps, like. You did like two. But she's able to like jump way.
She's further.
Yeah, so I was like, "Will you carry on with them?" Because we could have done me doing a bit more, but then our time would be slower. We'd both be more fatigued, so it just made sense to split it that way. I probably could finish one. It would just take
4
a lot
hours.
longer, and it would take a lot more out of me. Like, never say never, but I prefer to.
I've asked basically everybody if they think that what their fitness trend is that they think isn't staying. And a few people have said Hilux. A few people have said they know that Hilux is staying. What do you think about fitness trends, and what's the fitness trend that you really hate?
Oh, God.
Yeah, put you on the spot.
You have put me on the spot.
God, these lights are really making me tired.
Today. Tired? They're bright.
I'm ill, man. I was just tired. It's been a long week. Long day.
I don't know.
Good comes.
Difficult.
So, yeah, my big trend that I hate is obviously PTs giving out nutritional plans and meal plans when they're not qualified. That's one big thing that I hate. But then also, I think, 6, 8, 12-week challenges. Awful. Photo shoots.
You don't like photo shoots?
What's the obsession, man?
Well, because if you like your body and you feel like you've made progression, you might want to...
What, do a bloody OnlyFans shoot at the end of it? It is, though. Like, a lot of them are. And don't get me wrong, empowerment, great, love that for you. But, like, I don't understand the obsession.
I suppose it depends what you're doing with the photos. Like, if you've got a business and you're using them to be, like, the face of your business, or, like, you do want a good, like, progress photo for your own gain, but, like, you want to see it in a better light than just you popping your phone on a tripod. But yeah, it depends, I guess.
I don't know, man. I think power to everybody, but the photo shoots, and I think you have to be a very specific person. Like, as a PT, you have to have a very specific clientele who wants to do a photo shoot at the end of it. Like, I think that it's just a bit mad.
I'm a sucker for a photo, though. You've seen my Instagram.
Yeah, that's true. You do love a little selfie, so maybe you'll be doing a photo shoot prep next year.
I have done photo shoots previous, just not...
Yeah, but like a fitness photo shoot. You know, you go to a gym and, like, you know who I follow. Yeah, I mean, well, why not? You know, each to their own. But that's definitely a thing. And then I think there was another trend that I had that I can't remember. I'm not firing on all cylinders today. It would be good, I think, a trend to come into force would be a trend of influencers and stuff showing realistic, like, rest and recoveries. Yeah, the balling stuff.
Yeah. And not like when you prop up your phone on a tripod and you've had a little cry and then you're saying how hard you find finding things.
I find it like, so cringy when people film after they've been crying.
Genuine, like, rest and recovery sessions, like foam rolling, using your bands and stuff, like golf balling, like ice baths, like those kind of things. Like, so people actually see, like, oh, this person is actually taking 2 rest days. Or do a day in the life of a day when you are just running an errand, or you're having like a day where you have gone to the cinema and you've had a bag of sweets, rather than just constantly every day is clean eating and runs and this.
Shall I tell you why people don't film the recovery stuff?
Why?
Because most people who film this shit and most influencers have not got a clue. Again, the worst thing about social media is that all these influencers go, hey girlies, come with me for a glute workout. Well, I'm going to start with death. And it's like, why the fuck are you starting with that? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Or you know, people going, oh, this is what I eat in a day. No, it's fucking not. That is not what you eat in a day. You just filmed that and you eat something else. I'm sorry. Probably is for some people.
Yeah.
Right? That's very whitewash of me. But I know too many influencers who go, come with me to the gym today. And they don't know why they're doing these things. They're just given them by a coach or whatever. They don't really understand it. But then to be influencing people and telling people, well, you should follow my glute day. Well, why? Why your leg day is your sessions look very different to most people's sessions.
Yeah.
Right. My session is going to look very different to somebody else's session. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it's not going to work for what you want.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what annoys me is all these people online thinking they're coaches, thinking they're fitness influencers, saying, "Oh, come and do this with me." Like, but they won't do the balling stuff because they don't understand why you would use a golf ball. They don't understand how to use a foam roller. They don't know what myofascial release is. Of course, I don't know what any of that shit is. Even PTs I know who don't know what that is. So they wouldn't show that because it wouldn't get them views, and they don't know what they're doing. And that is really the be all and end all of a lot of fitness influencers. They have no idea.
Yeah,
they're following other fitness influencers. That's the problem. I think that's about time, to be honest with you. That's about our time. We smashed that. So thinking we wouldn't have anything to talk about, we've actually smashed it. So have you got anything you would like to add to l'audience?
Not really. Apart from, like we kind of discussed, like comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And you should also always like believe in yourself. If there's something you want to try, then try it, because you might be good at it, you might enjoy it, and
you might be pleasantly surprised.
Lots of new doors for you.
Yeah. You don't know what's behind a door till you open it. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you very much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for giving us a 5-star review, for making us the #1 fitness podcast in the entire world, for everything that you do for me. We're getting towards the end of season 1 now. And I hope it's been good. Future Ryan, you know, Mr. Beast did that video of like me in 10 years.
No.
Mr. Beast did a video when he was like 13. He was like, oh, this is me in 10 years, or me when I'm 27. So me at the end of season 1. I hope season 1 has been absolutely phenomenal. But thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, then make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. Have a conversation with us about the topics that I'm talking about on these episodes, because I do find it interesting. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.